So when I was in seminary, I took an eschatology class and kind of going through the various perspectives, and I found kind of much alignment as far as how I see the Bible fit together through a preterist perspective. I was very persuaded by a lot of preterist commentators at that time, but even then, preterism was a is still it still is a minority position, but it's definitely gaining a lot of force with a lot of people that really want to take the Bible seriously. So when I was in seminary, I took the class and I wrote a paper on preterism, and again, I found it persuasive. But then after I finished seminary, I kind of was not really sure. I think I was following some Reformed Baptist type thinkers, or just even Baptists in general, that were majority premillennial. I mean to say, Reformed Baptist has its own kind of connotation. Reformed Baptist wouldn't be premillennial, but I'm saying that they were Reformed and they were Baptist, right? So like a John Piper, that kind of thing. And so I really gravitated to the eschatology that I saw from that perspective, and thought, even though I don't have it all worked out in my mind, even the text. I think it's a very, plausible reading of the Bible. Then at my church, our main preaching pastor went to the book of Revelation, did a really good job. I listened to more things recently about it, but I'm kind of skipping a little bit too quickly. But I will say that eschatology became kind of, I guess you would say, what's the word? I'm going to use a pun. It became really the end of my theology, like the last thing to not really worry about, right? So, but I realized last year that eschatology undergirds everything. And what happened is, my dear brother Carlos introduced me to the Canon Plus app, which is something that Doug Wilson Ministry started years ago, and has a phenomenal content on there of just books and audiobooks and videos and all kinds of stuff. And so I kind of got back into a little bit of a preterist perspective, watching the videos from Gary DeMar. Gary DeMar is kind of one of the well-known guys for the preterist camp, and I was going through it, and as I'm going through his understanding Olivet discourse, the things that I've always thought, the connections I always made, he made them more clearly for me. So like I've always thought that when we take Revelation and we push it so far out from the context, it doesn't make sense, and you feel like you're just kind of leaping around um, from time to time in the Bible, and it just doesn't cohere for me. And so I could never grasp. Basically, I would say I wasn't smart enough to keep up with all the jumping around that I see in premillennial circles. I wasn't. All the times and the dates and all the charts and the graphs. I just could not get it. I just wanted to say, when Jesus said, "This is happening soon. I'm coming quickly. This generation." I naturally want to say that's what those words mean. But a futurist premillennial perspective puts a different spin on those. It says, well, coming soon doesn't really mean coming soon. But what it means is that when it does happen, it will be soon. But my question is, I thought, okay, if it was coming soon, truly, how would then the authors of Scripture be able to say something was happening soon? If that's what you assign to that word, coming soon, happening quickly, if it truly is happening quickly, what other words do they use? What could they say? And that was just a huge kind of, I would say, kind of a block wall for me. I couldn't get through. It caused me again to see this lack of contextual coherence in the Bible. But going through a preterist perspective, it all makes sense. It really shows me that Old Testament eschatology is New Testament eschatology. It's the same. It's just this further engrafting, this further growth of God's people. He started with the seed, and now it's expanding. And so the Gentiles are being grafted into the Israel of God. There's one church, one people, and God is going to continue to grow and cover the earth as the sea covers the water with his glory. And that's the Great Commission. That's what he's purposing to do. So I think, again, so seeing that now, it just made much more sense. Everything kind of clicked. All the stuff I was trying to force myself to really believe a premillennial perspective, but there wasn't a real conviction about it. But about this, it just opened me up completely. Kind of just kind of one of those great awakenings, if you will, of my theology, my understanding of the Bible.
Thank you for watching this video by Dr. Brian Orr. If you enjoyed the content, please consider showing your support by pressing that like button. Thanks again, and have a blessed day.